we Indians, the only reason why we have survived as a country is we all like to upcycle. Entire region likes, region in the sense the entire subcontinent likes to upcycle. You pick up anywhere, all the clothes are upcycled. A lot of things in our day-to-day, in our households are upcycled. I've been born and brought up in Chandigarh. We are the original inhabitants of Chandigarh. Original as in, ਸਾਡਾ ਪਿੰਡ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਜਵਾੜਾ 2235 ਸੈਕਟਰ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਉਹ that used to be a pind by the name of Bajwara. So my grandfather, my ताया जी, my dad, वो सारे उत्थे वहीं के हैं. Actually, I was actually too young to understand the importance of Chandigarh vis-a-vis India's development. But when I was 15, 16, then I started realizing, because then you start traveling to certain places and then you realize the difference of roads, infrastructure, people, the way people conduct themselves, rules, regulations. And there are certain things happening in other parts of the country which you actually, being born and brought up in Chandigarh, you just can't relate to that kind of madness, if I may say, or population. So then we realized that we are actually living in an experiment city, which I don't think any part of the country has been able to replicate. Chandigarh has a reputation all around the country, I'm sure. Around the world also, but around the country for sure. So when I used to go to my relatives in Punjab, so no, you get introduced like this, कि ये चंडीगढ़ वाले भैन जी दा मुंडा है, something like that, ना, कि ये चंडीगढ़ वाले भैन जी दा मुंडा है, या ये बुआ जी दा मुंडा है, चंडीगढ़ वाले बुआ जी दा मुंडा है, या ऐदा करके ना. So you're introduced in that way. So then they start, अच्छा चंडीगढ़ तो यार, चंडीगढ़ था ये, चंडीगढ़ था वो, and then you realize कि okay, then you start realizing कि okay, चंडीगढ़ अच्छा ये भी खासियत है. And language, because Chandigarh, when you are interacting with somebody whom you don't know, so you most probably use Hindi. That is the difference in the because of the area, not being part of Punjab, not being part of Haryana. So this area being a little poor cousin of Punjab and Haryana, that way. So that language thing was also, because when you go into deep Punjab, the language is different. The language which we speak, even when we are speaking Punjabi, it's a little different from the real Punjabi. I still think that people deep down in Punjab think of Chandigarh as a foreign country because of rules. It appears that people follow rules here. So it appears whenever there is a cop standing, people are following the rules. If there is no cop or no camera, people are not following the rules. So it's not people who's following the rules. It's like the challan or the deterrent is making them follow rules. I believe you must have seen that car moving around at Leisure Valley. That video has been surfaced online. So if nobody would have clicked it, nobody would have known. Everybody has a phone, everybody can record whatever nonsense is happening. Earlier, the recording equipment was not as easily available as it is now. So a lot of nonsense used to happen earlier also. Overall deterioration in human values has happened. So it is, how do you think Chandigarh will be left behind? बाहर से तो आना ही है, लोगों ने काम करना ही. We are in a democratic country. We are following the constitution. Anybody can go anywhere to work, and everybody has a right to live in a better place where he or she can live peacefully and get their kids also live peacefully. So I don't think there's anything wrong in people coming to Chandigarh for work, but it is the responsibility of the people who are there to implement that law and order or that system That includes the cops, that includes the babus, and that includes the lords. So all these three people, they are not doing their work. So that is the only reason why there are traffic jams happening, why there is lawlessness happening or something other. If any other place, like all around the world, there are countries where they have strict laws. So I think they are able to handle in a better place. Since I started making my whatever I wanted to make, and I was too busy in making whatever I wanted to make, I didn't have the time to see if the city likes what I am doing, or city is appreciating, or there is space for me to be a part of that, or maybe I will be successful in whatever I do. That was not the criteria. It was that I have to make something which I want to make. So that happened after 2-3 years of me fooling around with metal. So then people started appreciating and looking at it, and then the journey started. We are into engineering components. We make precision sheet metal components. Yeah, I initially when I started working, so there was this artistic thing about whatever I used to do also. So, but then that was not brought out in the front because of the pressure of making money and look successful in your life. That is also what young people like to do. They want to look successful. They want to actually be successful. So as I said in the initial discussion that खाली पेट भक्ति नहीं होती ना, पहले थोड़े पैसे कमाने का ध्यान होता है. But then you start, once the bank is happy, then you start pursuing your hobbies or whatever. Creativity and art has nothing to do with the medium which you are exposed to. This is what I strongly believe. If anybody has to pursue art, they will, with whatever means they have. You don't need a fancy studio, or you don't need fancy paints or paper or a fancy degree to pursue art. If you know how to, if you want to sketch, you will learn it. You will do whatever you want to, whatever it takes for you to make paintings. So I don't follow that thing that you have to have a degree in art, or you have to go to a fancy art school, or you have to hang around with those art people, or you have to look like an artist. I remember clearly is that I used to sketch when I was a kid. I used to be a little creative with crafts, and I used to make things. I enjoyed making things with my hands. I used to. So that is what I remember from my childhood. I used to cook also when I was a kid. I used to fix myself snacks and all that. So it's always been like this. So since I have been working here for a very long time with my dad, so that artist was there always. So but then I didn't have the time to take out time from my work and maybe paint or make a sketch or something like that. So then this was the available medium with me. So I started fiddling around with it and all that. So it just evolved. I never used to mix my work and my hobby. That was the first thing which I took great care of. So whenever I am free, because you are managing your work, right? You're a product of nepotism. You have your dad's factory to work, so you can easily take out some time from the dihadi. So that time, whenever I had that time, so I used to make something or the other. So I never really troubled my work was never hampered by my hobby. So then everybody was happy. yeah, we can call it a story. There's this guy. This is the first Pollybot which I made actually. So I found this component, this helmet. So this part, this is a deformed component. This is not an actual component. So when I picked it up, I looked at it as it looks like a helmet. So then I made this line diagram, this wire thing, and then there were some skates lying around. So this is how it initially started. So there is this mandate of government of India that you need to reduce waste or maybe upcycle waste and do something about the industrial waste or waste in general. So the Chandigarh Municipal Corporation was thinking of having a waste to wonder park in Sector 48. So somebody introduced my work to Ma'am Commissioner. So she kind of invited me over, and then the initial interview kind of thing happened with a lot of her people sitting in that asking me questions. So then Commissioner Ma'am, the Chief Engineer, and a few other officers visited my studio and my workplace. So they were happy with the effort. So then they said, "Ke chalo ji, aap banao." So this is how it happened. So then when Chandigarh work was completed, then Ludhiana MC people, they contacted me. Similarly, Mohali MC people, and then Chandigarh Club. So whenever I'm making my Pollybots, it's a very different kind of feeling. If I'm putting in 1 hour every day or 45 minutes or maybe sometimes 2 hours in a day or 3 hours in a day. So I am in a different zone. I am in a completely different world altogether. It's like my brain is at rest. I'm just making my art and my brain is at rest. So this feeling, only people who can pursue art, only those people can appreciate. We Indians, the only reason why we have survived as a country is we all like to upcycle. The entire region in the sense the entire subcontinent likes to upcycle. You can pick up anywhere, all the clothes are upcycled. Lot of things in our day-to-day, in our households are upcycled. So that use and throw concept is very new to our country. Though it is coming on very strong because of the consumerism and the marketing gimmicks of the big companies, because they know India is a very big country full of a lot of Indians and a very big market, so they just want us to use and throw. So coming back to your question, upcycling has always been a part of a very relevant part of this part of the country, especially Punjab. And Punjab as in Chandigarh also. People in Punjab, they fall in love with things which they own. That sense of belonging, and that sense of owning something is very big in Punjab. So if somebody owns a tractor, he or she will be taking very good care of that tractor, and maybe it becomes a family heirloom. Ye tha sade dada ji da tractor si and all that. So that sense of belonging is always there in Punjab. So that means, and coming back to Mr. Nek Chand, so what I have heard about him is he also started very small, and he also started the sculptures which he made as a hobby, and with whatever means he had around him. So he also didn't have a fancy studio to start with, that if he has to make a rock sculpture, he needs this bigger place. So he just started with that in that small hutment, which is very proudly showcased in the rock garden. So and similarly, people started liking his work, and so that similarity, though I didn't, I never planned, but I think that similarity is there. But the medium is definitely different. This is metal. This is engineering. You need certain tools to kind of make these kind of sculptures. So that difference is there. The thing is to make art, to make more art, and in that process of making more art, if something is happening on the side, some recognition is there, it is okay. It should not be other way around, that I am making art to get recognized. You should be focusing on making art. If there is an agenda, then it is purely business. If there is agenda in human relations, it is business. If there is agenda in your friendship, there is agenda, then you're not an artist. If you're playing to the galleries, you're not an artist. Tell people that one has to have a hobby which they can fall back upon whenever they have time. Someone likes to paint, somebody likes to cook, somebody likes to play music, or maybe even sing a song, hum, whatever. So everybody has to have an hobby if they want to be happy in their life, and so that whenever they have time, or whenever they are feeling a little wobbly about life around them, they can just go back to that happy space of theirs and do something.